expensive duct tape.
Because like we have a gaffer. You would be the gaffer.
Yeah, currently. Yo, this was awesome, guys.
Thank you, Bill Folsom, who's not here.
It's quite the plan. It looks a little silly, but hey.
Yeah, but if you're close to it, we won't see it.
1, 2.
Could you hold up that white paper, please?
It's close enough to white.
And now we know all the secrets.
Here, let me give you the real secrets. Because then you can read that. Because I can't. Because you know if you... I can't read it with all the light on it. Can't take you that long to balance. You're just trying to read the notes. Here, let me give them to you in big. Jackie's first.
We'll have you two kind of come up and take together, and then we'll go to the mic, and then you'll come to the mic. Okay. You should, yeah. They're going to hold hands, if you don't mind. Might be a little awkward. Okay, is everybody ready?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here tonight. I'm Jacqueline Kirby, the Media Relations Manager for the El Paso County Sheriff's Office. We're here to give you an update on the Talcott fire, and with me I have Oscar Martinez, who is the District Ranger for the U.S. Forest Service, and the Sheriff of El Paso County, Bill Elder.
So again, thanks for coming. So what I wanted to share with you guys today is, so the Talcott fire, we've got essentially a mostly 2/3 of a line around that fire. We're going to have resources throughout the night. Total acreage as of now is 14 acres. One of the positive things about that, a couple of positive things about that is one, it burned in a unit that was a fuels treatment in 2012. So that helped us contain that. The other benefit is we had a lot of interagency cooperation. So just to make sure I don't miss any of the partners that we had today, basically we had, from interagency standpoint, we had folks from the National Park Service, from El Paso County, from Teller County, from Green Mountain Falls, Colorado State Patrol, in addition to the Forest Service resources. So the call came in at about 1:15, and there were resources on scene fairly quickly. So that, coupled with the fact that it started in a unit that was treated previously, helped us kind of get around it fairly quickly, knock it down, even on a day where the winds weren't helping. So there were basically the winds were consistently at 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles an hour, and the area that it was burning on was basically on the edge of a ridge. So fortunately, with all the resources that we had, with all the cooperation we had, it allowed us to kind of maintain it and keep it at that 14 acre size limit. In terms of the resources that responded today relative to firefighting, we had 2 Type 3 engines, 4 Type 6 engines, 1 mod, which is 5 people, basically a fuels crew from the Forest Service, 2 tenders that provided basically water for the firefighting effort, and then support from 2 heavy air tankers, the Monument Helitack crew and the helicopter associated with that crew, and then 1 air attack. So when you look at all those resources that we were able to pull together fairly quickly, that's kind of what helped us be kind of where we are tonight. Now, in terms of where we are tonight, again, there's about 2/3 of a perimeter around that line, so it's about, say, 50% contained given what we've got out there. We'll keep 2 large engines out there and 2 water tenders at least. The water tenders will be there till about 10 o'clock, and then the engines will be there overnight. We've got additional resources that we'll put on site tomorrow morning first thing. We've got a Park Service crew and Forest Service crews that'll kind of tie in with it tomorrow. And we also have a 20-person crew from the Forest Service coming tomorrow that are going to help us start doing the mop-up. So essentially, a lot of tomorrow will be trying to mop up kind of what we were able to contain today. So with that, I'll turn it over to the Sheriff.
Good evening, everybody. A good day today. We got the call, like he said, about a little after 1 o'clock. We deployed resources quickly. One of the first things we did was deploy about 15 fire groups from our wildland fire team. Ordered aerial assets right away, which is what helped us get a jump on it. We had roughly 60 law enforcement agencies or law enforcement officers from 4 different agencies respond to secure the perimeter, number 1, and to begin evacuations of the numerous hunters and campers that were in the area, along with all of the residents and livestock. And so we were able to get a quick jump on it. We had teams from Sheriff's Office, our Sheriff's Office, Teller County, as well as Woodland Park and Colorado State Patrol. And again, it's a testament to our working together, our working relationships with everybody, including the Forest Service, on how fast we got resources to this fire, that we were able to contain it quickly and keep it in an area that didn't threaten any more homes. There was roughly about 150 homes in the Green Mountain Falls and Cristola area that could have been threatened fairly quickly. So, good news tonight.
Do we have a possible cause of this fire yet?
No, not yet. They'll be bringing in a team to investigate it, but it'll take us a while to get it all mopped up and bring in an investigation team.
And so we're not expecting this to spread anymore?
No, we're not expecting it. We're going to leave a reserve component, a reserve sheriff's office component on the fire tonight to keep, to make sure we don't have anybody else in the area to look for anything that flares up. No, we're not looking for any spread.
And for past fires that most recently and the destruction that you saw there, did you take that into consideration in the rapid response that you had here and maybe learn from that?
Absolutely, yeah. That's with the red flag warning, the winds and everything we had today. The minute we had the report of smoke, we put a lot of resources, a lot of ground resources in the form of law enforcement and our wildland team on it right away.
I was just going to say, it's still true though that there's a partial perimeter but no containment.
Yeah.
Correct. It's 50% contained, about a 2/3 half perimeter around it. But we've got other assets, like for example hose lace, to kind of help shore that over the.
Is it 50% contained?
It's 50% contained, but essentially we've got a perimeter in the sense we're using some roads, and we were starting to cut some line this afternoon already.
While you're up at the mic, could you say and spell your name for us real quick?
My name is Oscar Martinez, Oscar Martinez.
And what's your title?
I'm the Pikes Peak District Ranger for the U.S. Forest Service.
Cooler temperatures helping things?
Certainly, you know, when we get into the evenings, when we have that humidity kind of increase in the cooler temperatures, it'll help us through the night. So the crews that'll be out there will make a lot of headway by morning. So that'll make it easy for our crews that are coming in the morning to kind of make sure that we can kind of essentially mop up what's left tomorrow.
How close was this burning to the Waldo Canyon fire burn scar?
Fairly close. You know, the Waldo burn scar was essentially just a little bit further to the east, but it did burn in an area that coincidentally we had treated for a fuels treatment during the Waldo event as part of that effort to kind of start to use that road as a potential barrier to fire spread.
You talked about the resources, considering the strain on resources right now with the fire burning further south of here. Was there any difficulty in getting those resources here, or you said it was a pretty quick and easy acquisition of resources?
Yeah, it was actually fairly quick. Our resources have been spread around the state at different fires, but today most of them were in El Paso County. We sent our team up right away. Colorado Springs Utilities Wildland team took over watch for us while we were up here, and so it actually wasn't that difficult to get the kind of group on it that we had on it right away.
I know you guys don't have a cause just yet, but is there any indication that it is human caused because there was no lightning in the area, or could it possibly have been from some lightning?
You know, we're not going to speculate. I think all of our efforts today were basically just focused on trying to contain what we had. We figured we'll have time to kind of sort out kind of where the point of origin was and kind of what the likely source was.
Or if it's suspicious or not.
Correct. Yeah, it just wasn't a priority today.
Anybody else?
Thank you.
Lynn? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Sorry for the late start on the Facebook Live there, but that was El Paso County Sheriff Bill Elder and